Hello everyone! Today I'm gonna do a reshell on this Pro controller, which was sent to this channel, and it is not in a good shape as you can see. And this new shell, it looks perfect, almost as good as the original one, apart from this logo here in the back. You can see it is slightly different, but everything else looks perfect. It comes with all the buttons and rubber membranes and all the parts needed to do the reshell. So let's move on. I put the handles here so you can see how to disassemble them. You need a screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, and you can start by unscrewing the screw holes and removing the handles. Then you'll need to unscrew these 4 screws here. After removing them, you can take out the back plate, remove the battery, and again you have 4 screws on these positions. When you remove them, you can take off. You have to be careful here because there's a flat cable right here. And you can lift the tab up to remove it. And now we can move on to the front of the shell. You have to remove 4 more screws here. And lift this tab to release the ribbon cable here. Then remove the motherboard. Now you have access to all the rubber membranes and buttons. And here's the ribbon cable. You'll need it if you want to keep the contacts for the shoulder buttons. So if you want to change the plastic part, you'll need to remove these buttons here. To remove the ZL and ZR, you must pull this metal rod here. Then the button will come out. And you can just pull the rubber membrane. It's a little bit hard to do, but you can do it with a little bit of patience. And you can see the contacts here. And here I stumbled in a problem. As you can see here, the contacts are glued to the plastic piece. You can remove them, but it will be harder and you might damage the contacts if you try. So I decided to keep the middle plastic part and just replace the membranes and the buttons here. So this middle part is original and all the buttons and membranes are the new ones. Then you can replace the buttons. And insert the metal rods back into place. Then insert the L and R buttons. And here I jump to the front part. You can place the buttons and the membranes. The buttons have some guides, so you won't be able to put them in the wrong position. So just follow their guides and you'll be alright. After assembling all the buttons, put back the motherboard. And reassemble the plastic part with the shoulder buttons. And screw everything back. And make sure to reattach the ribbon cable and lock it in place. Then you can check all of the buttons in the front section and see if they are all okay. Now let's move on to the back part. Remove the analog sticks and remove this screw here on this white piece. You can remove this flat cable too, but I opted not to do it. And just remove the screws on this top part. After that, remove the white piece and lift over the board, and you'll have a screw under, which is for the battery contacts. You'll need a different screwdriver for that one. With that out, you can remove the board, and be careful with the rumble motors as they are glued with a double-sided tape here. You should remove the two double-sided tape and transfer them to the new shell. Then you should insert the plastic prism. This plastic prism will reflect the light of the charging port. Insert the reset button. And the plastic holder. Then you can put back the board and screw back in the battery contacts. Then carefully put the board back into place. And be careful with the flat cable to not damage it. Check if everything is in place, press it down a little, and screw back the top and bottom parts. After you screw the top part, you should get the white plastic indicator for the player boards and put it into place and press it down to lock it. It may be a little bit harder because the shell is new, but with patience you can do it. After that, you can screw it back into place. Grab the HD rumbles and press them into the double-sided tape to make sure they are locked in place. Put back the analog caps. Then you can remove the back plate again on the new shell. Put back the battery. Then close the shell. Don't forget the ribbon cable that unites the front and back boards. And screw everything back into place. And there you have it. Your Pro controller is brand new. The shell quality is amazing. There's just one finishing touch to make it perfect. On your computer, connect your controller over Bluetooth and open the Joycon Toolkit. I'll leave a link in the description for the tool. And here you can see the tool. You can customize buttons and body colors. You can select any color you want. And you have also the grip colors. And you have all of the default grip colors here. But note something here. Let's make the grips Splatoon edition. And when I hit OK, nothing happens. This happens because there is a glitch with the tool in the new update. However, a member of the forums on Github found a solution. So, to do that, we will change the body colors here to this specific number and the buttons color to this. And when we press OK, you can see the correct colors. Then you can write the colors and press OK. And there it is. Your Switch is now seeing your Pro controller as the Xenoblade Edition. I hope this video helped you out. I'll leave the link in the description from the store I bought this shell, so you can buy one for you too. They have all shells from the retail versions. And I'll leave the link to the GitHub topic where you can see the codes to use with the Joycon Toolkit. See you next time!